the head of Gaza's biggest hospital says nearly 180 people are being buried in a mass grave there after it ran out of power. Fighting between the Israeli military and Hamas continues around Al-Shifa hospital, and that has led to growing international concern, with President Biden saying he wants less intrusive action. Around 30 babies there were said to be in need of intensive care, and their incubators are no longer operational. It's believed 3 premature babies have died. Israel insists it's only targeting Hamas, and their command centre is in tunnels beneath the hospital. It's also released these images, which it says are of incubators, which it's offering to transfer to the medical teams there. No indication yet, though, that any of this medical equipment has actually been delivered. One other development to bring you in the last hour: Israel's army confirming the death of a female soldier who was being held in Gaza. Let's take you straight to southern Israel and bring you more on all these developments with my colleague there, Mark Lowen. Mark.
Lucy, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, we're coming to you from about 3 kilometres or so, a mile and a half perhaps from Gaza, where the intense fighting very much continuing, and the Israeli Defence Forces have posted a video with what they say is their achievements on the ground over the last 24 hours or so, which include seizing government buildings inside Gaza. And the French news agency AFP says that the Israeli military are now in control of Gaza's parliament and other Hamas institutions. So that is on the military offensive side. Meanwhile, actually on the ground inside Gaza, in terms of the suffering, well, the fighting is very much continuing around Al-Shifa hospital. Hospital is very much in the focus of the military offensive, and many of those who are suffering are pregnant women. Now, the UN says that more than a third of all hospitals in Gaza are out of operation. Around 160 children per day are expected to be born, even though women inside Gaza are, of course, deprived of safe delivery, with lacking basic options and basic supplies in hospitals that are increasingly overwhelmed by the fighting. Our freelance journalist Majdi Fati in Gaza has worked alongside our correspondent Yogita Limai in Jerusalem to report on the plight of women giving birth in Gaza today.
Born in a precarious world, this little boy is 1 day old, still to be named. His parents fled bombings in Gaza City. Under the stress of war, he's been born prematurely and needs help to breathe. In the next bed, a 4-day-old girl who's critical. There's been no time to name her either, and they're running out of medicines which could treat her. Incubators are still on at the Al-Aqsa hospital in central Gaza, but the fighting is drawing closer. This is Hassan, named by hospital staff. Both his parents were killed in bombings. He was found cradled in his mother's arms. It's a painful time in Gaza. It's excruciating for new mothers. 4 days ago, Kifa al-Assar's baby girl was born. She was heavily pregnant when she was forced to flee her home.
I've had to run more than once, walking under the constant threat of being bombed. I saw people's bodies being ripped apart. I faced extreme exhaustion and was scared for my baby's life. At hospital, I got no painkillers while giving birth.
Asma has walked with her 3 children for more than 15 miles. She's pregnant. This is refuge in a hospital compound. My children sleep on the sheet, I sleep on the ground, she says. So many women suffered miscarriages due to the terrifying sound of the explosions. I was scared I'd lose my baby. Sometimes I felt like I couldn't feel my baby move, she says. I had to carry my child and our bags. My children have been exposed to such horrors: dead bodies, cars bombed with people inside. This is what she now faces, along with hundreds of thousands. People who had homes and jobs, boys and girls who had a childhood. struggling for a few drops of water. Yogita Lumai, BBC News, Jerusalem.